So we are back with another all-new episode of the DCHL Outsider Podcast, bringing you scores, action, shoutouts, props galore, and on top of that, we have what I need to say is probably the best interview that we've ever done and one of the best conversations I've ever had in my life. We will be joined by Joe Abbott and Joe Arata of Gwendolyn fame. So honestly, if I were you, I would just fast forward to that part right now because it is unbelievable. But don't leave too soon. We've got some awesome, exciting action, great games on the schedule this week, and we will go through them, see what we got here. So we're gonna start off. Roller still not going on right now. It starts tonight, I believe. We got no updates. Not gonna touch it right now. We'll get to it. Get to it right now. We got too much action from MDHL and DCHL. We're going right at it, folks. So we had 7 o'clock game, Puck Mafia versus Islanders here. This is a game. If you had been listening to the podcast, you would know Islanders playing well. Puck Mafia's been improving every game, and this is where Puck Mafia, I think they turned the corner. Huge game. Marla subbed in for Puck Mafia, had a goal and 2 assists. Austin Keach, big goal, and Jack Flint, another goal on his part right there. Puck Mafia get their first win of the season, 3-2. They were close, bunch of ties. Great game on their part. So Islanders played good too. It was a 3-2 game. No real complaints either way. But Puck Mafia jumped out early, and I saw a lot more confidence in them. I think they just needed that. Get a couple goals early, start feeling good. When you get the right balances, when the ball goes your way, you feel invincible. And Puck Mafia definitely deserved it. Great game all around, and I am excited to see how they will respond in the following weeks. Shoutouts to Puck Mafia. You heard it here first. I was hyping them. I said they were looking good. They were going to turn that corner, and I think this might have been the game to do it. So we had Barbarians Lord of the Rinks here. This was a weird game. Not that many shots. These two teams, a lot of firepower right there, and only 37 shots between the two teams. That's pretty low, folks. Just all the shooters here. I mean, all the great players, goalies. I felt like they would have been tested a bit more, but the number of shots doesn't necessarily matter. The quality of the chances really does. Nick Barry, 2 unassisted goals. Great breakout game for him. Huge for Barbarians. They ended up winning 3-1. So Nick had 2 and Joel scored. Maddie got the lone goal for Lord of the Rink right there. So that's big win for Barbarians. And Nick had a great game. So major props to him right there. 2 unassisted goals is a feat. So congratulations to him on that one. So speaking of awesome, exciting feats, we had Green Monkeys against the Pucklings. Ugly Pucklings had a Wendy subbed in for them. She got Pucklings' first goal of the game, assist by Boris and Josh Cook. But Bill Weeks, 2 goals. This game ended up 2-1. High shooting affair. Both goalies played amazing. Stitcha in net for Ugly Pucklings and Jason Boyd in net for Green Monkeys. Did an amazing job, but Bill Weeks does what Bill Weeks does, and he scores some goals. So it was a great game. Bill really brought it. Both teams played great. So I feel like the D2 division, it was definitely looking really, really bad after the first 2 weeks of all the crossover games. But considering that a lot of the games that have been D2 versus D2 have been very close. I mean, this is a 2-1 game right here. And what else can you really ask for? Close game, and 1 goal differential. That's perfect. Speaking of 1 goal differential, speaking of D2, Blade Runners Blue Steel. We had a 4-3 game here. Blue Steel ends up besting Blade Runners. So we had goal scorers. Rachel scored for Blue Steel. Joe Shea had 2. And Jason Maxine let 1 rip to be the game winner. Blade Runners got a goal from Becca Newman, Allison Rapp, and Patrick Noyes. Patrick's goal unassisted. He ended up bringing the ball down, took it to the corner, and then just rolled out. Made a huge, great individual effort. Used his long reach, took it, rolled right through the face-off circle, and then just roofed it. It was a beautiful goal. deserves a lot of props for that one. Great on his part. Becca had great job at the point. I know, she's okay. So Becca, um, she started out playing defense. She's a strong defender. That's all well and good, but when she plays forward, she scores a lot of goals. Does a really good job with that. Great shot, picking corners, doing great there. So I mean, no matter where she plays, she's going to have an impact. And she was at the point here. She played defense, let a couple good point shots go. One was redirected by Allison Rapp. Shout outs to Allison Rapp. Huge goal. And Becca scored one from the point right there. So she had a great game. And shout outs to her. And there's a lot of great goal scorers there. Great game, close. I mean, D2's looking amazing, and I'm really excited to see what's going to happen with this division as the season progresses. So I think that teams are starting to really take shape, and even though there are a lot of players shifting and moving, and either moving away or some being promoted, I feel like the balance is there, and I think Suds did a good job kind of rebalancing teams, making it work. So it's great to see that, and fingers crossed that these games are going to be close again. Oh God, one more shout out. I will save it for next game. Ooh, next game, Gwendolyn Black Knights and the Rogue One-Timers right now. Oh God, the first goal scorers. No, major shout outs. Okay, so is Dennis is a goalie. Good goalie. When he plays out, dude is fast. Dude scores goals, okay? Every time Dominic plays out, Dominic too. Dennis, the first goal was Dennis from Dominic. Dominic, great goalie, but when he plays out, he's good. They're so good, and forward so good at defense, so good at goalie. They do everything. So Dennis scores a lot of goals. So major props to Dennis for that. He's deceptive, man. He's got some wheels. He doesn't move particularly fast playing the ball with the goalie pads on, but when he's out there, he's in shorts and he's in shin guards, he moves, man. So Dennis started the scoring for Rogue One-Timers. Joel Horde responded. He started for Gwendolyn. Rogue One-Timers get a goal from Joel Horde to make it 1-1. But Joe Abbott picked up an unassisted goal, and then David, happy birthday, King David Alschuler, 2 goals to put the finishing touches on this game. That is a 4-1 win for Gwendolyn, and more importantly for Gwendolyn, they have definitely rebounded from their first game. They lost the first one, and now they're 3-0 on a roll since that. Their first game was a bit of a beatdown, 7-1 loss to Wu-Tang, but beyond that, they've won 3 straight, and they show no signs of stopping. A lot of great player development right there. I know that's just synonymous with Gwendolyn, player development, but that's what happens. You get players, they develop them, they make them feel comfortable, they teach them skills, they put them on the right lines with each other, and people click. You see it every week. This team gets better. So that was an exciting DCHL Wednesday, and we are excited to hopefully do it again this upcoming Wednesday. Streams have been a little bit light on Wednesdays. It's a little bit harder. The game's a little more compact, and people are busy with their games, so it's hard. We're gonna try to get some games in here and there. Gonna do our best, but bear with us. And if you're interested and you play on Wednesdays, maybe you want to stream a game, let us know. We would 100% love to have you stream. And exciting news about the streams. We'll get to that later. We've got so much exciting news. We're going to get to it. Be pumped, be hyped. And we got awesome Sunday action, so we're going to get right to it. Gwendolyn Blue Knights played the Midnight Riders. And this was David had a couple assists in this one. David feeling that birthday hype. But story of the game, Ben Berger, 2 goals, man. 2 goals. I don't know if they got him playing forward again. I know Gwendolyn's been moving a lot of their players around the last few weeks. Forwards playing defense playing forwards. It's just crazy. It's insanity, but it's working for them. Enerban and Chris Zupa, goals from Midnight Riders, both unassisted. But yeah, Gwendolyn players been bouncing around, playing D, playing forward, and it works. I don't know, it's maybe things were getting a little stagnant and they want to change it up, but they are definitely clicking in in this right now. Ben, 2 goals. Shout outs to him. So that was a big game. Gwendolyn Blue Knights really taking shape again. I feel like this team. Gwendolyn starts off a little kind of hazy, for lack of a better word. They just doing a quick little double check. They were 1-2 to start. They were definitely not, they're a little in the wheeze right there. 1-3 to start actually. They won the last two strong to 3-3 in a good position here in this rec division. I mean they're tied for third place with the Lucky Sevens. This is going to be anyone's game. High rollers. I will do this forever. High rollers and crazy eights. High rollers. Previous jersey was yellow, and I confuse them with the crazy eights because they were also yellow. So I conflate the two. I screw up the names all the time. So I'm sorry. Bear with me. When the crazy eights left the rec division, there's a lot of space. A lot of teams could, we don't got to go against the eights. We'll be all right, and we'll see what happens. So, at the end of the day, is anyone's game. First to worst, I don't think it'll really matter. It's who gets hot towards the end. So Gwendolyn's doing it good right now, so hopefully I can keep it up. So, okay, this is a God. Okay, so I will address this later. It'll be important to deal at some point. But we had the Streetsharks in the Lucky Sevens in a rematch from last week. This I'm just going to focus on hockey right now. We had Tom for Lucky Sevens, 2 goals to start, and then Shaggy drops an unassisted goal right here to make it 2-1. Streetsharks doing a good job right there. And Lucky Sevens come back. Sam scores a goal, makes it 3-1 right there. Streetsharks take a power play. Shaggy gets another one. Bam. Now we're talking here. 3-2 game. Tom drops his hat trick right there. Sam ends up with a goal and 2 assists right now. Tom got his hat trick, feeling good. You know what? Going to the third period, Aryan subbing in for Streetsharks, scores 2. Assist from Shaggy. Lindsay Hightower gets assist on 1. And there we go. Bam. 4-4 tie game. So, just statistically looking at the players, player of the game, Chris V. Mr. Shaggy, Mr. Boombastic, 2 goals, 2 assists. Really brought it. Aryan really disappeared for most of the game. All I'm going to say is he brought in a third, which is really what counted. So, props to Shaggy, props to Tom for the hat trick. It's rough when you get a hat trick and you get a tie out of it. So that's a good game and great rematch. So we will keep an eye out on Shaggy, man. He's bringing it. 2 goals and 2 assists from the D man. It's honestly like a lot of the play starts back from defense. If your breakout's good, you're gonna have a lot of offensive zone time. If you're struggling to get it out of your zone, you're struggling to enter their zone, it's going to be problematic. And you see this a lot on power plays. I know it's a little tangential, but I figure I just want to talk about it. On a power play, when your defense, the other team dumps the ball down, that always happens. When your defenseman gets the ball, if they throw a bad pass, and one bad pass into a turnover that goes dumped down, that's 20 seconds of your power play gone. And, it's 2 minutes. 20 seconds, that's 1/6 of your power play. That happens 2-3 times, you just lost half your power play. It's you have to really take advantage of that. And if your defenders can carry the ball up, maybe gain the zone, chip it in deep, gather it up, let your teammates set up, you really get some quality zone time. Some players like to shoot it in, some players like to carry it, some players like to pass it in, but I'm not going to say, what's the best approach, what works, it's honestly what works best for you, and it really comes from the defense. If you want to see a power play that struggles, it's gonna struggle with the defense. If you want a power play that's going to do well, it's going to start with your defense. And it's not about point shots, it's not about anything like that. It's about carrying the ball up, having the confidence, and really setting the tone for how you're gonna do it. So that's that. I want to watch Shaggy play. He scores a lot of goals. Dude comes up clutch, got a good shot, and 2-2, great game on his part. So enough about that game. Stick Magnets Gladiators. This game was streamed, so I would suggest that you check it out right here. I love Gwendolyn games that are streamed. They get a lot of people watching. It's awesome. So I join you. I'd say check that one out. Going to be fun. This was a great game. Gladiators got a 1-0 lead early on. Anna Band scored from Joe and Juliet. And honestly, Stick Magnets dominated a lot of this game, a lot of the zone time. They had him 2-1 in shots. And at the third period, Jason Boyd got a power play goal. Huge assist from Andy Gladfelter. Really did most of that work. Jason just had to tap it in. I like it when I sit in front of the net and I just going to tap it in and let someone else do the work. So Jason did a really good job just camping out. Andy beat a couple players, made a move. Good on his part. So check out the game. 1-1. Great D4 action. This is what you expect in D4. Goalies did an amazing job, so keep that up. We had Zambronis against IPA right here. Both teams looking to kind of find their identity right now. Stick Magnets the last few seasons have had, a couple changes in terms of roster, and Zambronis, they did as well this season. They picked up, Jess Narod. They picked up Alex Jones, Chris Max, 2 new players of the league. They got Jamie Jacobson moving up from First Ladies Rec to D3. She's playing very well, and this was a great game. So Zambroni started off. Alex scored, big goal. Justin got a power play goal for IPA, huge. Make it 1-1. You really want to feel that. Carlos picked off a pass and got a shorthanded goal. That really set the tone. And then Brendan had back-to-back goals to make it 4-1. But Zambroni responded. They got a power play. Jess scored from the point. Justin countered that with another goal on his part, and Lisa scored for Zambroni. It was 5-3. So the play of the game here was actually Dan for IPA. There was a shot on net, ended up getting deflected and was bouncing up. It was going to end up going in net. Dan made sure to bat it out as it was going in, and made sure not to close his hand on it because that would have been a penalty shot. Made sure not to use a stick to high stick it because that would have been a penalty shot as well. So great awareness, and you really can't train for those random sporadic moments you're going to see once every 4 or 5 seasons. So major shout-outs for that play. Dan did an amazing job on that. It was a good game all around. Zambroni's IPA, great matchup. So I'm excited to see what happens there. Another D3 action, we had Stingrays Goonies. This is a rematch from last week. Close game. Goonies won last week, and Goonies end up coming ahead this week. Sandra for Stingrays, 2 goals. She is a chronic goal scorer. She had a hat trick last season. She's good. She's good for 2-goal game here, 2-goal game there. Always gets one every now and then. She is one of the most underrated players in this league. She scores goals. Great player. Her defensive back check is good. Her stick work's good. Props to Sandra right there. Sandra, I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm sorry. I'm dumb. Leave me alone. I mean well. She's awesome. So Casey for Goonies had 4 goals. She really stepped up, scored 4. Not much else to say about that. Owen, goal and 3 assists. I know Owen wanted some props, and we're going to give him some props right now in the podcast. Not in the tweet, but in the podcast. So Owen, if you're listening, let us know. You're getting props. If you're not listening, there's not much I can do to help you. So right now, we still, this is so weird. We have the Goonies undefeated and the Stingrays winless right now. I can't imagine anyone who would have predicted this at the end of last season when the Stingrays beat Goonies in the championship game. But here we are. So I'm excited to see how D3 is going to play out, and we'll keep some more focus on the Stingrays and the Goonies and see if that gap narrows a little bit. I don't know what I was talking about there. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. We went with D3 back to rec. We had Hockey Dead First Ladies Rec here. We were pumped because Derek Holleran last week for Stick Magnets 2 goals. So Derek Holleran came out 2 goals again right now. We had the hashtags ready. We were actually writing an article at NHL.com for Derek's game. Derek did great, 2 goals, but unfortunately for him, Hillary Murphy, hat trick. Big game on her part. Game ended 3-2, First Lady, so Hillary drops a hat trick. I don't know if I've said this before. She says I did. If she got a hat trick, I owe her Chipotle, so I guess I owe her Chipotle, even though the 1 goal went off her foot, and it was a good, clean goal, but she didn't really score it. She was just standing there. But awesome game there. Hillary, great game. Derek Holland, keeping it up, man. Back-to-back 2-goal games, last week, this week. Derek's really up in his game. I'm not sure what's going on to make it click, but he is definitely bringing it. So it's always good to see that. Love Derek, love Hillary. Glad both teams did well. And this game actually was for first place in the rec division. They played last week, played to a tie, and this is the week right now that First Ladies are able to overtake them and get the first spot right now in the rec division. But you know what? There's more than enough time to make this. Blah blah. Leave me alone. I'm trying. There's more than enough time for teams to catch up. There's a real lot of parity here, and I don't. I don't think any one team is unbeatable. I don't think any one team can run away with it. So, I mean, it's just who brings it on the right day, I think. And Gwendolyn Knights have been playing better. Lucky Sevens, they're when they're hot, they're on fire. Midnight Riders looking good. Streetsharks doing their thing. Slashing Pumpkins, kind of lying in the weeds right there. Good team. I would expect the veteran Slashing Pumpkins team, a lot of experience playing together. I feel like they're gonna make a push towards the end of the season, and I'd expect them. If I were in rec, I would watch out for Pumpkins. When playoff time comes, I feel like they're very close. A lot of their games are close. I feel like all it's gonna take is one game they start clicking, they get that confidence going again, and they'll be fine. And so I would watch out for the Pumpkins if I were everyone else. So D2 action, we had Yager Bombs against the All Blacks right here. I'm not going to say too much about this game. All Blacks jumped out to a 4-0 lead. It was 5-1, and then third period, Yager Bombs brought it like they do, and the game ended up 5-5. So Wendy had a goal and 2 assists for All Blacks. Adam Marcus goal and 2 assists. Mike Johnson goal and 2 assists. Team played really well, and Edie for the Yager Bombs goal and 2 assists. That seems to be the trend in this game. People get 1 goal and 2 helpers, so that's pretty cool. 5 scores from Yager Bombs, 5 scores for All Blacks. Everyone, I love seeing high scoring games when everyone's scoring. Lots of people are touching the ball. This isn't like give the ball to Paul Stein and let him score 5 goals, or give it to Mike Johnson, and that's fine. I'm not gonna dump on any particular team or people who do that. That's all. Again, I don't want to say anything negative because I don't think anything negative. I love it when lots of different players score because I feel, oh God, I don't know why stupid. I don't know. Oh my God, what am I talking about? Yeah, I don't know. I love looking at the score sheet and I love seeing just goal, 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 goal. I can't even finish the sentence here. I feel like I said something bad. I'm trying to backtrack it, but I swear to you, I'm not. No, I really like it when lots of different players score because that's I love when everyone's feeling active. Yager Bombs had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 players all had points for Yager Bombs. 5 had goals. A lot of people had assists. So that's awesome. Shout outs to Matt Kowalski. 0 goals, 0 assists. Still love him. Great player. Does great on Blue Steel. This was just a game when he didn't score. So that happens. All Blacks had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 players, throwing up points. That's awesome. Love seeing it. Just ignore that last 3 minutes of your listening pleasure. I don't know. I love high scoring games. I love games that are. I love games when everyone's scoring, everyone's touching the ball, everyone's moving around. So awesome for that. So First Ladies Crazy Eights. This was a game. This actually, you need to mark your calendars right here. Okay, so I don't know if there's a stat issue or something was changed or whatever, but on Sunday, Alec for the Crazy Eights normally plays defense, played forward, had a hat trick. It looks like it was rescored due 2 goals for Aaron, 2 goals for Alec, but this is a huge breakout game for Alec. This is a game changer for a lot of these teams, Crazy Eights and a lot of the Gwendolyn teams. You throw Alec back on defense. He's fast. He makes the right decisions, and they put him on forward. And he tore it up. So I would not be shocked if I were in charge of a team that he was on, I would say, dude, you're playing forward. Try it out for a couple more games. Let's see if that was a fluke game. Let's see if you can keep it up. But, something clicked that day, and I don't know if it was maybe he just meant to be a forward or whatever. He did great. It was 5-0 Crazy Eights. They really brought it. But third period, First Ladies came back, brought it to 5-3. Diane scored, Vic scored, and Meg scored. Cashed in on 2 power plays. That's always good to do. You cash in on your power. Like I said earlier, when your defense can lead it up there, get the ball in the zone, hold the perimeter so the clears get picked off, you'll do fine. First Ladies did a very good job with that. Great game. D4 always close, and I'm excited to see what happens in the future. I'm keeping an eye out for Alec here. Major props to him. So another game here. We're going to D1 division right now. We had White Walkers Puck Buddies. Okay, this game was insane, and oh my god. Okay, I watched the game, but I still don't believe it. Still don't believe it. White Walkers had 25 shots in the first period. 25 shots, and they scored 1. Sean Rada, if any of you have any doubt that Sean is okay, there are a lot of great goalies in this league. There are a lot of amazing, talented goaltenders. But if you want someone to dethrone Sean Rada, this is the game you got to look at. You got to show me someone who can beat this. 60 shots faced. Sean Rada faced 60 shots this game. Okay, and this wasn't a random Suds inflating to a billion shots. This was 60 shots faced. 25 in the first, 16 in the second, 19 in the third. Sean Rada led in 2 goals, 58 saves. That's unreal. And that's a White Walkers team. Okay, White Walkers loaded. Keith, Sean, Nate, Chris, Boris, Abdul, Emily Summers, Julie always scores goals. Sari, Sean Fast. The team is loaded. Okay, so he didn't face 60 weak shots. He faced 60 amazing shots. A lot of good rebounds. A lot of great plays on his part. But Puck Buddies held their own, ended up getting the 4-2 win. John Gramlich scored 2 goals towards the end. Jake got 1. Brad the General got 1. So this was a huge game for Puck Buddies. They definitely showed a lot of resilience in that game. They got outshot almost 2-1. And that's rough when you put in 33 shots and you almost get outshot 2-1. That was a big game for Buddies. They are, right now first in the D1 division. Puck U has a game yet to be played. If Puck U wins, Puck U will jump them right now because if Puck U wins, they will have 5 wins to 4. Puck Buddies got 3 ties. So there's definitely a lot of positioning here for the 1, 2, and 3 spots. You definitely don't want to be in the 3 spot because you will be playing and you will not get the bye, and that bye will be really important here because there's a lot of killer teams. So, if you want to win D1, I really think you want to dodge that. You want to dodge that extra game because upsets will happen. I guarantee it. So, all right, we'll get back to D1 later, but we got some quick D2 action here. Funk Masters against Untouchables, El Clasico. This is, I don't want to call it a rivalry. This is a very fierce matchup. And we had goals. We had so much. Carlos Cruz let off the scoring. Huge shot from the point, letting it rip. Hits the net, lets it go. We clocked Carlos. We brought out the gun. He had 87 miles an hour, I believe, 87. And that is nothing to sneeze at. So when he lets one go up in the point, you better watch out. So big goal, Carlos. Awesome on his part. He scored last week, scored this week from the point, letting it rip. Big goal. I'm not gonna go through all the scores right now and point out Meg Noyce, 2 goals. Always scores for Funk. Always, she is the thorn in the side of Untouchable. She scores against them so much. It's unreal. Meg breaks Untouchables. I don't know what it is, but she had 2. Keith had 2. Nate and Simon each threw 1 in there. Untouchables ended up winning a 7-6 game. They were up 7-3. Funk really brought it towards the end. Third period was all Funk. It was just not enough, but they were close. So Adam Goldberg, hat-trick for him. Carlos scored. Great game for everyone. And 7-6, just great. High scoring game. Offense. Close game. Love it. So this team will have a rematch next week, so I would expect nothing but the same. So keep your fingers crossed. We get some more exciting close action. And speaking of exciting close action, we had Mercury Rising at a doubleheader this week. There were some 10 o'clock games that were played. The teams that couldn't play 10 o'clock games had doubleheaders. Mercury Rising was one of those teams. They had 2 goals from Lindsey Bittler, 2 from Andrew Marshall, 2 from Felice. Nice and easy, 2-2-2. And they jumped on Redcoats really early in the first period, and they scored 4 in the first. And after that, it was definitely an uphill battle for Redcoats, but they were able to kind of calm it down and kind of reset. But if you drop 4 goals in the first period, you're in pretty good shape. So Redcoats struggled to get back there. They were outshot 39-21. This was definitely a game where Mercury Rising really brought it, really felt it. And Aubrey Moore 21 shots on that, 20 saves, excuse me. Only goal was Owen Evans let one rip, subbing for Redcoats. So great for that. I'll talk about it next week. Yeah. Mercury Rising, second game in a doubleheader, they played the Lizards, and they played the real Lizards. This is Lizards, definitely a team, added a lot of superstar power this last season. Picked up Andrew Kramer, picked up Kristen M. Huge. Kristen, I cannot pronounce her name, I'm not Mondanendo. I tried. I'm sorry, Kristen. Don't yell at me. Great signings, really showed up the defense, got a premier goal scorer right now. Team definitely had some issues. Not gonna blame Bill Weeks. Bill Weeks got married. A lot of players close to him. I'm glad that team's close. There's a lot of community about that. A lot of players traveling for the wedding, traveling for the bachelor party. Doing all that stuff, having a lot of fun. Awesome. Team definitely was not 100% for a lot of the games, but when they all show up, they will bring it, and they scored 7 here against Mercury Rising. I mean, at the same time, Mercury Rising, a little bit tired, I'm guessing. Second game in a doubleheader. Mercury Rising up 1-0 to start, okay? Up 1-0. Maybe they got a little tired, not sure. Lizards, 4 in the second, 3 in the third. And, Bill Weeks, 4 assists. Brennan, 3 goals. Diane, 3 assists. This is what you expect out of the team. A lot of passing, a lot of good play. And Mercury Rising hadn't seen a full Lizards team. In their defense, not many people had seen a full Lizards team. Now you know what to expect. Now you can be afraid of the Lizards. Be afraid, because this team is going to be a buzzsaw, and they will possibly destroy anything in their path. I think that, we talked about the positioning for first and the positioning for second, and I really do not want to be that team in third that might have to play Lizards. I don't want to be that team in fourth that might have to play Lizards, because that will be an uphill battle. So keep an eye out for Lizards. I've been saying it for a while. Everyone's been expecting it, and this was their breakout game. So last game, we had Gorilla Gang Youngbloods. Josh Lerner went off, 3 goals, 3 assists. That's what you expect. Josh Lerner, top-tier player. This is what happens. He's good for that. Bill Weeks, Bill Weeks, 4 goals, 1 assist. I'll give Bill a little love too. Bill and Josh really brought it here. A lot of chemistry back and forth with them. So, shout outs to Gorilla Gang. And, special shout, Nicole made an amazing save. Huge breakaway. She came up huge. Awesome on her part. Kevin Shea was definitely not feeling the best. He was going to sit out for the last half of the game. He was definitely, I don't know if he was under the weather or maybe a little dehydrated from a previous game, but he was not feeling it. Much love to him for sticking it out, trying his best. So, that's our exciting week for DCHL and DHL. So that's that. In terms of streaming, we are okay. So this is your random catch-all little chunk. Okay. In terms of streaming, we are in the process of looking for more people who want to stream and be involved in all that. We are going to have Claude Williams from the Midnight Riders fame. He is going to be streaming some games for us. I'm not sure when. We got to get it all set up, figure out the schedules, make it all work. But excited. Claude's awesome. Does a great job with when he does want to stream and all that. So it's going to be cool. I want to do a stream with him because anytime I do streams with people, I have such a great time. I don't know if they do. I don't know if I'm unbearable or awful. But I love streaming with people. Be awesome to do a Claude. I'm pumped he's into it. If you guys want to stream too, let us know. We want as many streamers as we can. Do what you want. Do it. It's fun. It's even if you're bad at it, which you're not going to be bad at it. it's so fun and people love it and it's awesome to do. So if you're interested, email Suds, let people know. Tell Claude, be like, hey Claude, man, if you're doing a streaming, can I do a stream with you? Can I try it out? Can I try a period? Let's see if you like it. It's cool. You see, you see a lot from the bird's eye view, and it's awesome. People love it. I don't know what else to say. It's so cool. So that's that. Beyond that, so in terms of streaming, um, we are going to be looking at the privacy policy and all of the legal, all that stuff. Streaming is in fact legal, but we want to make sure that people know that we're going to use their names on the they're going to use their names on the stream. They're going to be on the stream, and doing the social media stuff. We'd like to also post more pictures of players and teams and all that. So I would expect in the next couple weeks, just be on the lookout. Starting next season, we're going to try to have it out before next season and signed by everyone next season. A new waiver. It's just going to go through the any things about involving discipline, involving streaming, involving any of the random legal stuff that you gotta do. So that just that's going to be something that is going to be a short-term goal for the league. So if it gets sent out, please tell everyone to do it and sign it. And it's a real hassle to try to track down signatures or whatever from like 400 people or 500 people. I don't know how many. I don't know. Suds knows how many people there are, but it's you just get everyone involved and just make sure we're all cool on the stream and all that stuff. Just cool. Do it when we get to it. If we get to it, hopefully we'll get to it very soon. Streaming's awesome. Love doing it. Okay, so I gotta get serious for a moment. Okay, so oh God, I'm just winging it. Like I have no idea what to say, what not to say. Don't say swear words. Don't say anything that's too hot topic or okay, I'd love to talk about the hot topic, the store, but nothing that's too controversial, whatever. It's a fun hockey podcast, and we also get to know people and interview people, and we try to keep it as cool and friendly and relaxed as possible. There's more serious issues with the league and things like this. I don't know what to say, what not to say. Okay, so last week I wanted to kind of dance around a little bit and all that. In terms of being calm and relaxed and to try to when something bad happens or when there's a penalty or whatever, just assume it happened because there was an accident or someone's new to the game or it was a freak play or something like that. Don't assume it's malicious. And I understand there's teams who have rivalries, and there's players who play, some people play, more relaxed and casual, some people play more serious, and I'm not here to criticize any of that. Just remember that, it's, okay, alright, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to just dance around it again. People have been a lot more hot-headed recently, and it's not good. It's awkward, I mean, I want to talk about games and all that stuff, and I don't want to be like, well, there was an issue in this game, so I got to make sure I watch what I say or things like that. And I mean, it's a competitive physical activity, and it's going to happen. But it's happened a lot more recently, a lot lately, a lot. So I don't know. I mean, there's nothing that I can say to make it stop or whatever. I just hope that people kind of calm down a little bit and understand that it's a rec hockey league, even in our most competitive divisions. The friendship aspect and the community aspect are really important to me. I know some people really play for a workout. They play to get better. They play for we all have our reasons to be in this league and all that. Just remember, it's a great league with a lot of great people, and just please, 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 if you're bothered, if you're heated, just take a walk. Just think twice before you say or do anything. You don't want to regret it. And since it's football season, you can take a walk and maybe check out the scores, check the pregame out or whatever, or maybe get a slice from Pizza Bowlies or whatever. I don't know. Take a walk, go see if it's raining out, if it's sunny. Don't. Try not to blow up. Try to keep it cool. It is what it is. I know people have good intentions, but sometimes when all the energy's going. It brings out the worst of us. So just do your best to be the best you that you can off the court and represent that good you off the court on the court as well. Yeah, so that's that. And okay, so speaking again, okay, so this is again semi awkward but not too bad. Well, I just keep going, don't I? So yes, okay. So when I interview people with the podcast, like the random interviews and stuff, I love it. It's so great. But by the very nature, just getting to know people and talking about themselves, their histories, and all that, there's gonna be things that are gonna come up that might be controversial or in the news or whatever. I'm gonna try to avoid as much of that as possible. I think I have so far and moving forward. Um, so I don't want this to be anything political. I don't want it to be anything like that because I mean it's I don't I have my thoughts about all things, and so do you, and so does everyone else. But I want to keep this about the people and the league and all of that, and get and that is what it is. So I mean the reason I'm saying this is God okay oh God so the reason I'm saying this is because I talked to Joe Abbott and Joe Arata. Both people were in the military, and I don't. I mean, it is what it is. I know some people might be critical of that or the flag or any of that. I mean, there's a lot of that going on in the news. So in 150 years, if this recording still exists and someone by chance happens to listen to it, there is controversy surrounding standing or kneeling for the Pledge of Allegiance and the flag. I'm not going to say anything about that. I am not going to say anything about the military. I'm not going to say anything about that. So it is what it is. I will try not to bring up anything controversial, whatever. But I mean, I understand that talking about the military or things like that or war, it's definitely not what you'd want to talk about in a hockey podcast. Not saying that it's bad to talk about it, but it's it is something different that's not just hockey. And I thank both Joes for being very respectful and cool about that. And I know I'm overblowing this because I don't know what to say or do, but I just want people to know that you're not going to be political. We're not going to try to push an agenda or whatever. It's just hockey and getting to know people. And that was way too long of an intro. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So God, I want to cut this out, but I don't because these were my thoughts and they were the way I felt at this time, and it was awkward and weird, and I'm awkward and weird like everyone else. So, okay, so interviewing with Joe Abbott and Joe Arata was unbelievable. We're so lucky to have these people in the league. Great guys, love talking to them, and I'm going to throw it over there. We did this live at the Sportsplex, so if you're interested in being on the stream, on the podcast. If you're interested in doing that, we can record on Sunday, record on Wednesday. We can do a Skype interview. Those work fine as well. So whatever your preference is, we'll make it work. I just love getting to talk to new people, and I love the fact that people in the league love hearing it, and people love the shout outs that they get from other players. I remember Joe. I mean, Joe was going to talk about it, but he says, when John mentioned that, he loved playing against Joe Abbott because this and that. It was like he loved it, and I think Joe was really happy that he got to give props to other players too, and it's really nice to feel appreciated. So, we appreciate the fact that people play hard and they try hard, and they're just make the league awesome. Wow, I am ranting. I don't know why. I don't know. I love DCHL leagues and, more importantly, the people in them. So I really hope that. Okay, so if you enjoy this interview, I don't know why I keep ranting. I just cannot stop. If you enjoy this interview, listening to it as much, 10% as much as I loved talking to them, that you will be thoroughly impressed and happy, and you'll probably listen to it over because I am excited to listen to it over and over again because it was awesome. So thanks to everyone. Cool. I'm going to be quiet now. I'm throwing it over. I said I was going to do it earlier. Doing it now. Thank you for listening. Love DCHL Leagues. Good night. good morning, good afternoon, wherever you're doing.
All right, we are joined here live at the Michael and Son Sportsplex after their game. Two of the Gwendolyn Blue Knights. Joe Abbott blowing his nose right now, so he's got a quick little timeout.
Sorry.
And Joe Arata. So, guys, you guys just played a game. Let's give a quick little update. You guys won. Thoughts on the game?
Joe Abbott, I think we played really smart as a team. We had good passing into the offensive zone, and our defense was rock solid in containing the outward movement from the Midnight Riders.
Midnight Riders, yes. So, on the Gwendolyn rec team, what's your general strategy? Because I know you've switched forwards to defense to forwards, kind of trying a lot of things out right now. What are you planning on doing for the postseason? Are you gonna change things up again, or something different?
Well, the plan's to win. Okay, that's the Philly spirit, right? So so I think what Jake has done really smartly is to see where people play their predominant game, and then also where they can play their secondary game. So moving defenders to offense, you bring certain types of skill sets forward, and bringing the wingers and the centers back to defense. They bring some really great skills back there. What I think is the strength of the team is everybody gets into their position and plays it well. They learn it. And there's one thing I love about this team and the whole Gwendolyn franchise is we are always helping each other learn the game. And that's to include us old guys, too. They teach us some things as well.
Absolutely. It's a balance. Folks say they want to play a certain position based on what they see versus what they do. And so we give them a chance to do that. And then to the season, it's not just what are you playing well at, but who you're a good fit with. Because sometimes your speed outdoes the other folks on your line, and it's a skill, but it's not helping the team. So we have to recalibrate the lines, offense and defense, to give folks that balance so the team moves together as opposed to one guy running all over the place.
Okay, so shout out to Jake Morris, who's captain of the Gwendolyn team.
Yeah, he's done a great job.
Excellent. So I jumped in a little too early here with the recap. How about you guys introduce yourselves, let Ella listeners know who we're talking to, what you guys do, what you're about, little tidbits, you do what you got to do.
All right, so this is Joe Abbott, native of Philadelphia, play on the Gwendolyn teams, plural. So on the Sunday DCHL League, it's the Blue Knights, Gwendolyn Blue Knights. I'm captain of Gwendolyn first day with the new lips. Damn. The Gladiators, and I sub on the Gwendolyn Arabian Knights. And on Wednesday nights, I'm on the Gwendolyn Black Knights in the MDHL. And I tried the roller league for one season, and they kicked my butt. It was painful. So that's it. That's me. Joe?
Joe Arata. I play on the Blue Lights and the Gladiators. Also a native of the Philadelphia area, born and raised. And came down this way about 3 years ago. And luckily to reconnect, well, not now that we were ever disconnected, but be closer to Joe. And he dragged me into this hockey thing called hockey again. Hadn't played hockey in a couple of years, and
it showed.
And it showed, yes. I remember I showed up for the first night at Gwendolyn with a stick, and everybody's, "Where's your equipment?" I was like, "I have a stick," But so I've learned a little bit from there, but it's great fun.
So for those not able to see, Joe Arata rocking a throwback Eagles hat. Looks beautiful. I love that logo. So, yes, both Gwendolonians, both proud native Philadelphians. So one thing I got to say is you guys were in the championship game for Gladiators last season. It was streamed. You guys brought everyone watching. It was the best, hands down the best streaming experience because people were into it. They loved it. It was awesome. So we really appreciate you guys sharing that. And it seemed really cool that you guys had all your old friends from the neighborhood and your families watching in, and it was awesome. So what do you guys think? I mean, you guys played together growing up. So how do you stay together after that long? And what's it like going from youth to not as much youth? And still playing together. Like, isn't that like the dream that everyone has, just playing with their old neighborhood crew forever?
It's okay. Can I start?
Yeah. Talk louder. Talk louder, Joe. No one wants to hear you. But
I just asked him if I could start, and I didn't think everybody needed to hear that. So, yes, Joe and I go way back to 4th grade, 1972. You can tell that story. I'll just do the hockey part. And we used to play hockey in the street, or hockey on the pond in the ice when it would freeze, or at midnight at the rink because you couldn't afford the prime playing time. And we stayed connected through high school, drifted apart during college, and reconnected again through work, believe it or not. And we stayed in touch. Our families know each other. They're from down the street. And the odd thing is every time there was an opportunity for us to do something together on or off the rink for hockey, we would, like even work. And it's a bond, and we would share that what we were doing with the folks back home. So they knew these two old guys were actually doing this thing called hockey with all these young studs and these young ladies who are lights out, fabulous players, and they're giving us a chance to get a second childhood, to do it over again. And it's an incredible experience. Joe?
So fourth grade, Catholic school, St. Lawrence grade school. Everything was done by alphabetical order. So I went through 4 years in St. Lawrence as the first row, first seat, because I had the A. And then Joe Abbott showed up, knocked me out of the leadership position, first row, second seat, and took over right there. And we've been friends ever since. He got me in trouble a lot in grade school.
Yes.
Because I followed his lead. But, it's interesting. We've actually had our careers have actually paralleled. One of the cool stories, we were both in the Army. One of the cool stories of my youth with Joe is my dad was a pilot. And Joe wanted to go flying. And my dad took him flying. And he almost killed us. Joe almost killed us on takeoff. And that's a true story. Stalled the airplane on takeoff. But he fell in love with flying. And he went on to be an Army helicopter pilot. And, it's
because of his dad.
Because of my dad.
Because of his dad.
But what's interesting is that we both served in the first Gulf War. And it was weird to have, in the same neighborhood, a couple blocks, two sets of parents whose sons were overseas. So and then, I went into corporate America for a little bit. He went into the government, and then I ended up back in the government, and we ended up staying, would you believe, working together twice. But the sustainability of our friendship has just been, he's been there, and I've been there for him, no matter what the problems were, no matter what the challenges were, no matter what the joys were. The Abbotts and the Iradas always were together, and the other, those guys you saw on the webcast,
on the
stream, them too. And our buddies at home, they were here when they won the championship.
Yep. So if you go back to the movies when Suds would use the big camera, Blue Knights versus the Streetsharks championship. I want to say it was the winner of 2016-17.
We will include a link in this description to that game.
You'll see at the end of the game, for the photo part of it, the camera's still on, and the people come out onto the rink and they have Flyers jerseys on. Those are my daughter. Those are our buds from back home that drove all the way down here to see the hockey. And that's why it feeds us when they show up. And then that makes us want to play more, play better, play smarter, and then they want to see more of it, and they jump on the live stream because they want to see it.
I love it. I love hearing that.
It's just an incredible feeling to know they're there. Except when you lose, then you got to face them, right? Then they start dogging you about, you played terrible. Oh my God! What you got, like holes in your play? Yeah, the whole thing. So it's pretty exciting. It's a lot of fun. So can I mention something about the Hal getting into this part?
Yeah, of course.
So Dave Altshuler, who is Gwendolyn, we call him King David, right? Appropriately so. He sets up this thing on Monday nights in the basketball rink at Gwendolyn Rec Center in Silver Spring. And you just show up on a Monday. You don't have to know anything about the game. You don't have to know anybody. Everybody throws a stick in the middle, divide the sticks up, and you just start playing. And there's no judgment. There's no criticism. It's just play, just for the pure sake of playing. And it is an awesome feeling unless you haven't, like me at the time, done it for a while, and then you feel like you're going to pass out. And sure enough, stars in front of your eyes the first day, and you realize, wow, this is pretty exciting stuff. And that's why I asked Joe to show up on a Monday and just give it a shot. So it's been an incredible ride, just an incredible experience.
So that's that's just, God, it's such a great. This is oh my God, you guys are awesome. I'm like at a loss for words here. So let's first give a shout out to one Gwendolyn player each. Can't be David.
Okay.
One player that you like playing with, you love their attitude, you like their development and their skill. One player each. Joe, Roddy, you start first.
Teal.
Teal, why is that?
Well, Teal has been my partner on the defense since she started. And I remember the first time we played, she said, "I know nothing about hockey." And I said, "That's okay. You've got the spirit for it." And to watch her grow the way she has grown, and she's become just a spectacular player, both on offense and defense. She takes the game seriously. She's very studious when it comes to the game. She's a motivator. She also is probably the only person on the team that can tell me to shut up and calm down, because I might get a little heated during the game. And I take her. I might, and I take her seriously. She's also looks. He and I tend to get hurt a lot, and she's the one who tends us and tells us that we're idiots because we get ourselves slashed and stuff like that. But anyway, the development of her, I could say that same thing for a lot of the players. But since Teal's been on my line since the start, to watch her grow as a player and to become the dominant player that she is now has been a total joy for me.
That's excellent. Joe Abbott, what do you got?
Wow. Okay, so based on that description, now I'm pulled. There are two, so I'll split the time between the two of them because it's really, really difficult to pull. First one is Juliet. Juliet is just really, really smooth playing. She doesn't yell a lot except when she's cheering them on to do something. She's always thinking. She's always putting herself in the position to make the goal, to make the opportunity, to make the pass. And you don't even, it's like this whisper, just, and she goes. The other one is Jake, who is captain, Jake Morris. So Jake showed up here on a weeknight because his significant other, Heather, was already playing, and he was just watching. And I had suggested, just give it a shot. Just try it out tonight. We had half of the rink. The red curtain was up, so we only had half of it just to play. And believe Jake, I would say, was probably 20 pounds more than he is today. And he looked like a fish out of water. And I thought he was going to be done, right? I'm not doing this. But he stuck with it. And he started playing. And he started playing regularly. And then he started getting really good regularly. Then he started being good regularly on defense and then tried the offense, and now he's captain of the team. And to me, that kind of commitment, that kind of excitement makes it worth showing up every week. And on top of it, he's got the team doing things outside of hockey. They had this Ragnar race where they all get together and they go run out in the rain, in the mud for miles and miles. And he's got everybody doing that. Like, he's a decent human being. That
good leader.
Yes, absolutely.
And since he got two, can I have the second one?
Sure.
Real quick.
You need a second one.
It would be Trish Tyler. So Trish went to West Point with my niece.
Which says you're old.
Which says I'm old. And we used to see each other at Army Navy game every year. We go to Army Navy every year. And I didn't realize she lived in Silver Spring. So I said, "Oh, you got to come out and play hockey." She's like, "Nah, I don't." It's like, "Come on, you got to play hockey." And she came to Gwendolyn one night with trepidation, I think. She had played field hockey, I believe. And again, she has become a dominant player. Athletic, but it's just, again, it's that whole, just like Jake, Teal, all these folks, they come, it's about heart, and it's about learning, and they take it seriously. To them, it's not a pickup game on Sunday. To them, this is fun, serious, and then when the game's over, it's fun again. We all typically either go to Mission Barbecue or Miller's. Someplace after all the games are done on Sunday.
We also do the kosher thing for Dave.
Right, we do the kosher thing for Dave.
Stuff.
Yep. We've gone hiking together. We've done a lot of stuff outside of it. So
it's more of a community than anything.
Yeah,
it absolutely is.
It makes it feel good to show up on Sunday because it's part of the family.
Because people still think we're nuts because we're in our 50s and we're playing hockey, but that's a whole other story.
There are kids that are like not a third of my age. It freaks me out. It just freaks me out.
Younger than a third of your age.
Well, there's like Ben, who's on the Arabian Nights.
Yes.
I think he's 15, and Tatum.
Yeah, she's 15.
15, 14.
Yep.
It just, and they actually play, and they let us play with them, because they can be like, "Look, you crusty old guys, why don't you get in your wheelchairs and just go over there, right? Just go sit down." But they don't, and they run, and they let us catch up. And they let us make mistakes, and they let us say things, and they acknowledge that we're there. It's just an awesome feeling.
All right, so the segment that I love so much is the random 2-minute ask random questions to you guys.
Okay.
So
First thing that pops into our head?
first thing that pops in your head.
Wow. All right, you ready, Joe?
Ready.
You guys ready?
Ready.
17. Oh, jumped ahead.
Okay, so for reference, all of your answers cannot include Philadelphia teams or Philadelphia locations.
I got it.
Okay?
Right.
Okay.
And we'll start. Joe Arata goes first, then Joe Abbott.
See, now you finally do get to go first.
Yes, finally.
There we go. We'll turn the tides. Favorite food?
Pizza.
Joe Abbott.
It's it's pizza with bacon on it.
Pizza with bacon on it. First time you picked up a hockey stick, if you can remember.
5.
My grandmother's 1970. Sorry. It's a Victoriaville. Wooden.
Favorite hockey team that is not Philly.
Wow. Favorite hockey team's not Philly. I will tell you, it's not the Capitals.
Okay, that's fine.
Actually, my old favorite team, it was the Minnesota North Stars, which are now the Dallas.
That's fair.
Dallas
Fair.
Stars.
Chicago Blackhawks. Tony Esposito.
Tony Esposito. Okay, what sport do you guys like playing besides hockey?
Football.
Football. Yeah.
Football. All right, we'll take that. Favorite flavor of Gatorade?
I believe it's Frost Cool.
Gatorade Frog, Glacier Freeze.
Glacier Freeze.
Coffee.
Coffee. Oh.
True or not?
Yes, that's all he drinks.
When was the last time you traveled out of the country?
2 years ago.
Where'd you go?
Germany.
Joe Abbott?
Why do you keep taking my answers? What's wrong with you? Jesus. Okay. Actually, it was Germany 3 years. It was 3 years ago. Yeah,
Well, mine was for work. Yours was for pleasure. Okay.
so what?
Okay.
Just stop taking my answers.
Okay.
So what?
Joe, what did you do for pleasure in Germany?
Went to Berlin and did a Segway tour through what was used to be East Berlin.
Okay.
It was awesome.
How many push-ups can you do in a minute?
Probably about 30, 35.
6.
I do 22 push-ups a day for Mission 22, which is the effort to prevent veteran suicide. So there's a movement called Mission 22. So they ask you to do 22 push-ups for the 22 soldiers, service members that used to commit suicide a day.
I like that. I'm actually for all of October. I will do that as well. I like that. I encourage all the people who are listening to do so as well. 22 push-ups, not too much. Most people could probably use a little more exercise. We're going over, but I don't care.
Keep going.
Okay.
We're going to keep going on this one. When was the last time you visited Philly?
Last weekend.
All right, why'd you go for?
I was headed up to a wedding, so my son flew into Philadelphia, and we went to stay with my dad for a night to check on him, drink some bourbon, and catch up on my son back from Texas.
All right, Joe Abbott.
Yesterday and Friday. Friday was slaughterhouse work up at Hatfield, north of Philadelphia, to see the operations, and then Saturday with my mom and dad and get documents of it.
Okay. One final question: what is one player in the league not on the Gwendolyn team that you? We can take a little more time on this one. What is one player on the not on the Gwendolyn team that you like playing against the most?
Oh, I got this one.
Go ahead, you go first.
I'll make sure I get his name right. In terms of contacts, was Crazy Eights or Aubrey? Is that right? I'm saying it right?
Aubrey Keach?
Aubrey, yes.
Why is that?
Because he thinks when he plays. Because he thinks when he plays, he doesn't. He's not wild and reckless. He controls the line. He's always out there thinking and looking. He's always looking where his guys are, as opposed to just whacking at it, and that makes it hard to cover him, to try and anticipate that space. If I know where the player's going, it's easy to get there before them. He's always thinking, and he's a decent guy. He plays fair. He's a good guy to play against.
Mine would be Claude Williams.
Okay.
Claude and I met in Gwendolyn, and young guy. So I'm an old guy, and the first time we stood up against each other, I said, "You're not going to beat me tonight," and we still say that again. We just played him here. Now I will tell you, he took me out for 2 months because he did something to my ribs at Gwendolyn one time. He did. But we used to we would come off that rink and be laughing our butts off because I used to tell him I'd play defense, so you're not getting around me today. And he's like, yes, I am. And that banner, so we came up to start the game today, and there he was on the other side. And I'm like, not today. And he's like, today. And I'm like, okay.
Good, yeah.
So Claude and I go way back, and I love, again, it's just the development. I think one of the cool things, again, here is we have got to watch. I mean, our play is our play, right? We're old. We're not going to get much better. We're not going to get, well, we'll probably get worse. But to watch all these young men and women develop, some of them have mad skills, and some of them, this is a new thing for them. It's just a cool thing.
It's really exciting to watch them. It really is. I enjoy standing on the glass and just seeing them go and get excited. When they score their first goal or they get an assist and they got the scoring bug, you can just see it in their faces. You can just see the energy is just amped up, and they're like, yes, I got this thing figured out. And they want to go, 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 go. It's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
Some good answers, guys. Yeah, shout outs to Aubrey and Claude. So that was pretty solid here. What is your best moment either here or at Gwendolyn? We'll start with Joe Arata.
My best moment was before I even played here. My best moment was my buddies and I sitting here watching Joe win the championship a couple years ago. For us all, I was here. I had just gotten here. The other guys, he knew nothing about it. And to see Joe's face when we walked into the rink, knowing that two of these guys had driven down from. Now they forgot our favorite pizza. That's another story.
Sure.
But that we showed up here and to see his face.
Was pretty spectacular.
That before I even started playing hockey here, that still was one of my fondest memories because it just showed how the bond that we all had and how it made Joe. Now, if he had lost that game, it would have been a whole different story.
I never would have heard the end of it. But to this day, they would have been reminded and played me the film and showed me. Best moment I think was seeing when I think it was the Arabian Nights won the championship, and Dave Altshuler was the captain who took a risk putting another team on the floor win. Just seeing him, the ear-to-ear grin on his face that it had culminated in the championship. It's short-lived because the season starts over again, but seeing him in that moment, that happy about it. He put a team together and they went and got it done for him. Phenomenal. Just great feeling. And be able to contribute to that, like to be able to be a part of getting him to smile like that ear to ear. It's great.
All right, so you guys think Philly pizza's good?
So there is a pizza called Pica's Pizza.
Yes.
Pica's Pizza.
Pica's Pizza.
On Westchester Point.
It is the dominant pizza. So you have to understand, we grew up in an Italian-Irish neighborhood, Upper Darby, Pennsylvania, after our families moved out of Philly. And good Catholics on Friday night couldn't eat meat. So you ate pizza. So
cheese pizza, or you get your fish fry.
Or pepperoni pizza, because the pepperonis are the size of bigger than a $50 on a Pica's Pizza. And that was every...
But not on Friday, because that would be meat.
Yeah, that would be meat. So every Friday we had Pica's Pizza. And after proms, after dances...
And it's square, it's not round.
It's rectangular.
Okay, a rectangle. Whatever. And it's got the sauce on the top and the cheese underneath.
Really?
Yeah. It's like reversed.
Really? I'm intrigued now.
Now to a little Hollywood story. Tina Fey grew up in Upper Darby as well. Okay,
and
it's her favorite, it's her favorite pizza, and they had it delivered to her on Jimmy Fallon one night.
Yeah.
They actually drove a pizza all the way up from Pica's, and Jimmy Fallon gave it to her on the set. So it's
legit.
It's the worst thing I ever did with Pica's Pizza though was my nephew was overseas in Iraq, and we all went out for pizza, and we took the box and wrapped it up, and when we sent it to him, and he opened it up, and it was just the pizza bones. And I got this message like, really, Uncle Joe? Could you make it? And he worse. But as soon as he came back, all roads lead to Pica's Pizza.
Very, very cool, guys. Do you have any other random... This is opening up. Something probably should do. Any other random stories involving you guys that can be said in public?
Okay, so we have our own Gwendolyn triage unit led by Teal. I have first-hand experience with her butterfly stitchology, which you can see it. Folks on the podcast can't see it, but she did an excellent job twice.
Yeah.
And she took care of Aaron, and she took care of Nick. So if you got triage needs, go to Teal Incorporated. She's got gauze, suture.
I think he said non-Gwendolyn. Just saying.
Any stories? Any hockey story?
Oh,
especially ideally involving you two.
Oh, us?
I hear you guys. You're crazy individuals.
All right, so here's the thing. We used to do ice hockey on the pond when it would freeze with the creek.
Yeah, the creek.
What was it called? Something Creek.
Not Networks Run. Something. I'll think of it while you talk.
So we would clear the ice so we could have some surface to play on, and I was skating like a wing. I was skating like a wing, coming down the side, and he's just hounding me, physically on top of me. And I said, I'm not going to let this happen. So I ducked down as if I was going to collapse. My skate came up, and I went right across his leg, and it cut his jeans right open. And so he blamed me for that situation, but I said it was him because if he wasn't leaning on me, we'd have been fine, right? It was him. And so he to this day, he'll tell me, this SOB cut my jeans open while I played ice hockey. It wasn't me.
So my favorite story with Joe Abbott has nothing to do with hockey.
Oh, man.
It's the story of the chair.
Oh,
okay.
The
chair. His
father
used to have a bill writing chair. That he only sat in it to write his bills.
Okay.
And it's the coolest chair known to mankind. And I used to say, Mr. Abbott, when you die, the chair has to come to me in the will. So I was
not telling me that
right.
He's having these damn conversations.
So I was home on leave, went to see the Abbotts, and his mom says to me, hey, we got all new furniture. You can have that old broken down chair. So he gave me the chair. Now, mind you, what I thought was cool when I was young was all broken. It was all, so I had to pay a lot of money to get it fixed up, but I had the chair. He was in Germany. I get a phone call from Germany. This is before email and the internet and all that stuff. And he's like, my father's not even dead, and he's giving crap away. That's not fair. So I've got the chair. So fast forward, he broke into my house in New Jersey, drove all the way up from Maryland, broke into my house, and took the chair. Kidnapped the chair. And my son and I were traveling.
In France.
And we start getting these messages about the chair, and there's pictures of my kitchen, okay, on Facebook, and we're with
police
tape around it. The chair had ropes around it with a newspaper to show the dates, and all that kind of stuff. And he kidnapped my chair, and I had to ransom it back.
All right, guys. On that chair story, I think that's awesome. This was an amazing interview, and thank you so much for doing it and letting me get to experience a small part of your lives and all that. And hopefully, everyone who's listening gets to enjoy it, and hopefully, they're half as entertained as I am because this was amazing. So, thank you very much, guys, and we will see you at the rink.
Cool. All right. Thanks. Appreciate it. Bye.